My 39M and my wife Emily, 38F, have been married for 12 years. Emily has a son James, 17, from a previous relationship with Dan. Em left Dan when she caught him cheating with a coworker. They shared 50-50 custody of James. I met Em about a year after he had left Dan. A year later, Dan married his affair partner, and Em and I got married soon after. James never really bonded to me. I admit that I tried a little too hard initially to get him to like me, but backed off when I realized I was trying too hard and it was having the opposite impact. Over the years, we've built a tense acceptance of sorts, if that makes sense. Em and I have 3 kids, 10F, 7M and 4M. James doesn't have a good relationship with them either. He bonds well with Dan's sons, but doesn't like spending much time with our kids. He isn't mean to them but just ignores them mostly. The eldest 2 now just avoid him when he is home. Em and I both have well-paying jobs, and early on, we decided that I would contribute 80% to our trio's college fund, and Em would do 20%, cause she would contribute 100% to James's college fund. We didn't know if Dan was making any such arrangements on his end, but we thought that at least this way James would have something instead of nothing. Em recently sat him down to talk to him about his college fund. He seemed happy with the financial help he was going to get. He went off to Dan's for the weekend, and when he came back he asked Em about our kids' college funds. When he learned that the amount was fairly higher than his, he was upset. When he asked about the disparity, Em told him about our college fund setup. He was furious to know that I hadn't contributed to his college fund. He said that I was just pretending to play family with him all these years. That I really didn't care about him and was a heartless awe. Em suggests that we could take some money out of our youngest's fund and give it to James, and that she would add it back over time. But she said that it's my call. That she won't pressurize me either way and would accept whatever I decided. Quite frankly, I don't want to do it. James idolizes his shitty father, even now that he knows he cheated on his mother. I could deal with his crappy behavior with me, but I never understood his attitude towards our kids. We even tried going to family therapy. He refused to go because I wasn't his family. Now when he needs money, suddenly I am family. I know I am perhaps being petty, but I don't want to give him the money. AITA? Edit. I think some clarifications are in order. I don't hate that James idolizes his father. I hate that he blames his mother for their family breaking up. When James was 13, he had heard from one of his older cousin, Dan's side, what his father had done that led to Emily leaving. When he confronted her about it, she explained, "We tried for therapy then but didn't happen, we'll explain later." Last year, he told his mother that he believes she was responsible. That instead of leaving Dan, she should have forgotten about what he did and continued to stay with him. Em was expectedly shocked, but when she asked him if the situation was reversed and she had cheated on Dan and he left her, would then Dan be blamed for the family breaking up? He said no, that would definitely be her fault, and made no further explanations. This was not as a result of an argument or heat of the moment statement. Ironically, this was a casual dinner table conversation. The other kids had to be excused from the table. When Em and I had gotten together and things were starting to look serious, she had wanted to take him to a child therapist who could help him adjust better to the changing situation around him. Since they shared 50-50 custody, Dan's consent was needed. He refused. When we were going to get married, we tried for therapy. Dan said he got married before us and James had no issues. We were overreacting, he didn't need therapy. When the above incident happened, when Em was pregnant with our daughter, and most recently after last year's incident. This time we asked him directly. We thought if he agreed to family therapy then we could speak to our lawyer and work around the custody arrangement since he was almost an adult. This was when he refused therapy, saying I wasn't family. For all those saying that I am treating a teenager like an adult. That I made him feel like the other and not one of us. We tried. When we both started earning well, we wanted on splurge on our kids during birthdays and holidays. James was never excluded. Whatever our kids got, he got too. In fact, as he is older, he got to pick what he wanted. For his 11th birthday, he wanted to go to Disney World. Both of Dan's kids were invited. His youngest son and my daughter are the same age. He went, she wasn't invited. We stayed home. We started the college funds about a year after our daughter was born. Em couldn't start one for James earlier since she was a SOM when she was with Dan. It took her a while to get back on her feet. She wasn't in a position to immediately start a college fund for him. What a lot of you pointed out is right. he has been shortchanged. M will recitify that and make up the defect he should get by the time he starts college. But that will still not make it as much as he remaining 3. We have decided to sit and have a chat with him this weekend about everything.